News 8 at 11.
Good evening, everyone. It is official tonight. In a matter of days, the water level on Lake Ontario is likely to exceed the level of 2 years ago when flooding wrecked the southern shoreline. Tomorrow, the International Joint Commission will be here to tour areas that are already flooding. The high water having an impact on Memorial Day festivities on the lake. Some restaurants were closed because of washed out decks and patios. At Shumway Marina in Rochester, many docks were almost completely underwater. Some boat owners telling us they will not go out because of the conditions. The state of emergency limits speeds to 5 miles an hour within 500 feet of the shoreline. One boater is having flashbacks to the summer-long crisis in 2017.
Because our power outlets are almost below water. And so they put a pedestal in so we could plug our boat in. In 2017, we had to run generators the whole time in order to have power if we wanted to stay on the boat.
The International Joint Commission has the ability to regulate outflow at the dam in St. Lawrence County. That does impact water levels. And tomorrow, members of the IJC will hold a listening session for Lakeshore officials who've been elected to office. The listening session will be held from 1 to 2:30 Tuesday at the Greece Town Hall. Meantime, there is a lakeshore flood watch in effect tomorrow in Monroe, Orleans, and Niagara counties. To see what's ahead, let's check in now with meteorologist James Gilbert. James, boy, oh boy, that lake just continues to rise.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is true, and we are not alone. Of course, our focus is obviously on Lake Ontario, but Lake Erie has already been at record highs for several weeks now. The St. Lawrence upstream, where our water goes, that is at record high. Montreal at record high. Everybody's seeing these terrible high waters. Now, Lake Ontario, focused here, 248.85 feet. The record, 248.95 feet, is set really at the end of the month and very beginning of June. So that's 1.2 inches away from that record. It is very likely. We're most likely going to break it, and that will happen at least by the end of this week or potentially by the beginning of next week. Probably because of the rain that's on its way. Current, wind gusts, there's no gusts, but note the arrows, how the arrows are flowing right now, unfortunately, out of a direction we don't like to see. This is northeast. That's going to push the waters onshore to the southern shores of Lake Ontario, and that's why we have that lakeshore flood watch. Of course, we are looking at you, Wayne County, as well. We'll say that you might deal with some flooding concerns as we get into tonight and tomorrow. Next 24 hours, the rain, though, that's what everybody will have to deal with. It likely starts tomorrow morning by the drive and continues through the afternoon. I'll show you the hour by hour coming up.
James, thank you. And to stay up to date on the weather anytime of